Shit's wild. Like, I'm not even gonna lie with you, man. It's crazy out there.
So,
Have you had any personal encounters with the Wigabobo, or do you know anyone who has had personal encounters with the Wigabobo?
So my family actually comes from like a long line of kind of, we have this like ESP sense, right? Where my mom and I, we just like feel things. Like she just knows when something isn't right with people. And like, I've just always known something's wrong with like creatures. So like sometimes when I'm like interacting, like all of a sudden I just hear like the sound of a dog like peeing in the distance. But then lately I've been seeing and like feeling, it's like something, there's bigger elements going on. Like the sky, you know, it's darker, you know, like birds aren't migrating, you know, turtles are getting a little bit more clammy on their little like nail paws. Like I think while I haven't personally witnessed the Wigabobo in my lifetime so far, I can definitely say that like a change has come in the wind.
Could you tell us more about the history of the Wigabobo?
I mean, it's basically a telepathic Bigfoot. Yeah. I mean, like, look, man. There's the legend goes, well, first of all, you're local, so you already know about the East Hall ghost, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Legend has it that after the ghost like first happened, there are numerous reports that the nearby Wilkesboro Dairy Queen caught on fire, right? And for a lot of time, everybody was like, okay, well, like, why is something happening in Wilkesboro affecting Boone? Well, here's the thing. That Dairy Queen has all the access to all the social hotspots on campus, off campus, you know what I mean? Because if we're going off campus, you know, you got people drinking or doing fornication of all sorts of varieties. This is the 70s, so I mean, like, Earth, Wind, and Fire was still at their prime before the Greatest Hits album blew up, and everybody was like, oh my God, why isn't Rain an Earth, Wind, and Fire thing? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. What am I trying to say? All right, that Dairy Queen provided everybody with the blizzards they needed to survive. But it wasn't just Dairy Queens. Then it was also like fucking Ben and Jerry's later in the 80s. And then when Cold Stone opened in the early 2000s, it was gone too. And you will now notice, we don't really got, aside from that one Kill Ones, which I mean is good, but I mean, like, I'm more of a Cold Stone guy. We don't really have like prime ice cream shops on campus. You feel me? My philosophy is, over the past 40 years, the Wigabobo has been sort of like an agent of evil from the ghost of East Hall, trying to subvert and destroy all campus students by taking away their access to dairy. I mean, literally, it's a telepathic Bigfoot. Got a big-ass, giant man-bear thing going around, levitating stuff, blowing it up with their minds, right? And dairy is easily flammable in some capacity. So it's like, this is beyond cutting the cheese, bro. This is like lighting the whole cheese. Like, the cow has nothing to work with now. Like, it's like, I'm sorry, like, I can't help you.
Are you saying that the East Hall ghost and the Wigabobo are in cahoots?
I really do believe that. Like I said, like that ESP shit, like, I feel it. Like, I mean, like, this ain't some like Key and Peele, like Pegasus shit. Like, no, man, like, we out here, like, people need their dairy fix and they don't have their dairy fix. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, so I get.
It's like, I mean, look, think about it that way. Also, Stephen King wrote that book, you know, that one with the movie with the clown.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, right.
So Stephen King saw it. What was he talking about? The Wigabobo, because it is coming for us. But he was wise beyond his years to be like, whoa, wait, I can't like report on the Wigabobo and Boone. Like, I gotta like change the whole script, literally, pun intended. So I'll change it to a clown. So then he sets it in a small little town, you know, and just so happens that the name of that town is Derry, but D-E-R-R-Y instead of D-A-I-R-Y, which is a warning, my friend. It is out here. It is in Derry. It is coming for the dairy. I don't understand why you ain't seen this shit. Like, we out here doing this. Why haven't you been, like, I know you're doing this interview, but like, you gotta warn the people. You have a platform. This is your chance to save all of us Like, I want my mint berry crunch ice cream. Like, I don't care how you feel about that, but it's only a matter of time before the Wigabobo, comes to Comeback Shack, and I don't got my Nutella Reese's milkshake on God real quick. Like, you have to do something.
That would be terrible.
Because of the Wigabobo's telepathic powers, do you think it could be creating some kind of psychic illusion around itself to make itself look human, so it could be walking among us?
You just gave me broadcast with that. You just answered your own question, man. It casts shadows of illusion. It's optically messing with your mind, bro. Why you think we out here at being a sustainable campus, right? We trying to limit our resources, trying to lower our carbon footprint, right? Trying to not use as much CO2 emissions because we're trying to not use a whole lot of like animal involvement. But we need the animals because we need their access to the resources. The dairy, we need the cows. We need the cows to make milk. We need the cows to make milk to make cheese. We need the cows to make the milk to make the cheese to eventually make like the frappe, like ice cream, mocha latte, frappuccinos. Dude, everything is connected to all of this. It's all connected. The Wigabobo is connected to the East Hall Ghost, which is also connected to the dairy population of food services. That's why you see a lot of these like South Beach diet, like vegan, like farm cafe, like which is a great place. I mean, I highly promote and encourage dairy, usage with farm cafe. But I mean, also like, again, we don't got like prime dairy spots because they all being snatched.
What do you think that the East Hall Ghost and the Wigabobo are doing with the dairy they're stealing?
I've thought about this for a long time, man. I've questioned for a while now, for as long as I've been here, like what they could possibly be doing with that dairy. And there's only one logical explanation. I've thought about this way too much. I straight up think that they're trying to cut the biggest cheese ever, man. People are lactose intolerant. They can't handle this shit. So I feel like what they're trying to do is if it's a telepathic entity working with a fucking ghost, they capturing all this dairy. So that way they can strike and hit everyone with the biggest gas attack in Boone history. And that's gonna put everyone down, man. Like when they say fire and brimstone, oh man, they weren't talking about fires and trees and flock of crows. No, man. They were talking literal flatulence attacks, left and right. Like that's the end of times. That's what's gonna put Boone off the map. We just couldn't handle it. That's too much. That's why I truly believe, and it's terrifying.
It's actually interesting you mentioned